The more I look at how intricate and detailed this costume is, the more I turn into Geralt. Fuck. What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris, and today marks episode 1 in the Butcher of Blaviken. This is the build series of my Geralt cosplay as portrayed by Henry Cavill in the Netflix series The Witcher. This is the first cosplay series kicking off for the year. I'm very excited about this one. I am just burying myself in this build. I am obsessed with it at this point. So I want to give a massive shout out to my good friend. He's known on Instagram as Henry Creations. He does some amazing 3D files, including a Stormbreaker and very recently a Baby Yoda. And Henry hooked me up with some amazing stellar reference photos of Henry's suits, or one of Henry's costumes from The Witcher. It's the main costume that we see throughout and the one that I'm going to be replicating in this series with all those beautiful rivets and leather stitching. So apparently Henry said the costumes were on display in his hometown. Correct me if I'm wrong, man. And he snapped some good high quality photos, and I can't thank him enough because these have been integral in terms of sourcing out pieces and pleather and stuff like that. So as always with the Cosplay Chris cosplay series, episode 1 usually revolves around the sourcing of parts and what my plan is and what I intend to use for the build. So the main focus, of course, is going to be the armor. Now let's take a look. This is beautiful costume making. This is costuming at its finest. I love the look of it, especially for a Netflix series. And not just Geralt, you know, Yennefer and all the other characters in the series. Their costumes are just amazing. Even background players, their costumes are just so intricately made. It's amazing and inspiring to see. So the basis for the armor that I'm going to be using is EVA foam. It's cheap, it's simple, and you can make it look $1 trillion. We're going to be then covering it with some vinyl or polyurethane cover, stuff that you can get from Spotlight or Linkcraft that has a leathery texture to it. Now, if I were to go the leather route, it would cost a bomb, and I want to try and keep this cosplay under budget, and that way other cosplayers as well can learn from this method and, you know, take notes, and it just, you don't have to break the bank to make something that looks amazing. Hence custom collectibles. So we'll require EVA foam and the vinyl sheeting to be contact adhered or spray contact adhered together, and then we can go in and do the stitching around the lips and the stitching through the ribs, and then also the rivet work. So at this stage some rivets will be properly set, other rivets will just be glued in place. Now looking close up at the rivets, some have strange oval shapes, some have been really bashed to hell, and others are in pristine condition. That's really going to be time consuming. That and the stitching through the ribs, as you can see, is going to be the most time consuming part of this build. And I'm actually looking very forward to it because I haven't been really challenged, so to speak, with a build recently, and I'm really looking forward just to being challenged and just smashing out all the labor with this piece, because it's such a good feeling when you've put all this work into a cosplay. You know, prime example, when Miles and myself smashed out Whiplash, you know, our fingers were red raw just from building this thing and the R&D and the trial and error and 4 months of that, and by the end of it, you just felt amazing. We were buggered, but we felt amazing. And obviously I couldn't have done that without Milo. He was just a damn genius. So that's what I want. I just want that feeling of just feeling like I did a damn good job, and I could sleep for 2 days straight afterwards. So that is the armor. Obviously, we've got the shoulder pads, the bicep pads, we've got the gauntlets, the chest piece as well, and obviously the belts and the holsters for the sword. So that's all taken care of. The wig. Now, in terms of the wig, like I mentioned in my previous video with the cosplay announcements for this year, a wig can make or break a cosplay. So this is something that I really want to put a lot of R&D into, and like I said, it might be a matter of going to Hero Hair, Erin and Travis of Hero Hair. I have seen another wig on Etsy that ranges for about $450, which is damn good for a wig. You know, I've seen some people get wigs for $50 off eBay, and they essentially do a custom collectible to them and make them look like, you know, they're $5,000 wigs. So again, there are a few options out there. Obviously, Hero Hair being the more expensive one, but it is totally worth it because what you're getting is something worthy of putting on screen, whether it's film or television. Contact lenses are a no-brainer. It's just a matter of going down to my local costume shop, and they've got the big ass chart there where you can look at all the lenses, and hopefully they have them in stock. They're kind of similar. I think they call them Sith lenses down at the costume shop. It's similar in color, but I'll see if they've got some other variations there that match up to Henry's contact lenses. Now, in terms of the Under Armour, the padded kind of vest that sits under the outer armor, it's called an Aketon, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Like a medieval padded Aketon undershirt, Under Armour. And this is what I've been eyeing off on eBay. It will have to be taken to the tailor and taken up and have some parts taken in, because obviously I really want to just show that V shape, because Henry has an amazing V shape as Geralt, and I want to train my ass off and get that V shape looking good, and obviously have that show through with the armor, just that look of strength. So will probably also require me to overlay some textured pieces, just looking at photos of the costume and then the photos that Henry Creation sent me. It seems like there's like a pleather ribbing or a leather ribbing kind of look going on with the sleeves, and I will also have to stitch the under collar area that'll probably just rest on top of the garment itself. In terms of the pants, it's probably just going to be motorcycle pants heavily modified. Like these ones here are perfect blank canvas for what I'm looking for, because Henry's pants look predominantly leather with the 4 buttons. Obviously it has pockets and Henry's don't, and he also has some side panels going on, which isn't a major problem at all. It's just a matter of cutting out, shaping, and neatening up some external pleather pieces and contact adhering them on, and possibly doing some outer stitching, and that's fun. The gloves, I already have the gloves. They're actually just driving gloves. I don't have them with me here. They're actually in storage up in the workshop, but I have them, and here's a photo of what they pretty much look like. So that's just easy done, and they're already weathered. I love it. I love it when you already have one piece. It's one less thing to worry about. So actually going back to around the armor, the necklace. The necklace I'm actually gonna 3D print using Henry Creation's file. He made a file of the necklace, so I'll leave the link to his Instagram in the video description. You go check it out if you guys are hankering for a Netflix Witcher series necklace. Obviously it's different to the game and all that jazz. Henry Creations actually makes a damn good looking necklace. So I'll be printing the pendant itself and just get a chain from Spotlight, and that's easy done. The boots are pretty straightforward. Looking at this reference photo here that Henry sent, it's just a matter of getting some medieval or pirate boots off eBay and just going to town on them. We're probably going to chop, change, add, take away stuff. I will be matting them, of course, weathering them, dusting them up. Again, just trying to make this costume look $1 billion, but obviously it didn't cost an arm and a leg, and that's what I love. Especially it's inspiring to see when cosplayers take EVA foam and they make it look like solid steel. It's crazy. So that's pretty much it, Geeks and Geekettes. As an added bonus, I would like to do his hooded cloak, if time permits. Ideally, I would like to have this all done by Sydney Supernova, because this is definitely going to be a winter cosplay. There's a lot of layering, padding, and EVA foam is, pardon me, when it's in an abundance around your body, it's hot. It doesn't breathe, and it's brutal. So I actually have started work on the armor, and that'll be for episode 2. Episode 2 will be a full tutorial on how I've done the armor, mostly the shoulder pads and the torso armor, because the same method applies pretty much to all the armor. But those are the pieces I'm going to be focusing on. So much so, and you know how I said R&D and all that, and I've got to move back to show you guys. These are all shoulder pads that I've just been experimenting with, and it's doing my head in at the moment. Where's a decent piece to show you? Hang on. Where'd you go? Oh, come here, you bastard. So here's a decent piece to show you with what's going on. A lot of it has been how the vinyl sheeting sits in these grooves with the contact adhesive. So this isn't actually going to be the final look, I'm pretty sure. I actually did experiment with another pleather. It's more of a more rigid pleather than a fabric pleather this morning, right before I filmed this video, and it's sitting in the garage right now, and it's working wonders. It looks better. This looks a bit too uniform. It kind of looks like vacuum formed ABS plastic. Whereas you look at Geralt's armor and the leather grain is very sporadic and rugged and old, and that's what I'm going for and that's what I want. So again, it's one of those things where my OCD just kicks in and I won't stop until it looks bang on and I'm at peace with it. And that's when I can move on to the next step of the costume. Moving on. So guys, that is episode 1 of the Butcher of Blaviken. We have a game plan for this Geralt cosplay. I'm very excited to smash it out. Again, the end game for this costume is going to be Sydney Supernova. So off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that's June. So we've got a shitload of time. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and thank you for your crazy amazing feedback and support with my skit Building a Cosplay Expectations versus Reality. It's given me more drive to do more of these. Fun fact, that was my actual hair glued to the foam. I still have my ponytail from when I got my hair cut off. I'm not kidding. Look at that. I don't know what to do with it. I want to save it for like a mask or something and hand punch it into some silicone. I don't know. It's really weird. It's like a hobo cousin it. So again, guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Thank you for your amazing support. Wherever you are in the world, have yourselves an absolute cracker of a day. I hope you're well. Hope you're happy. Be merry, be silly. And until next time, geeks, please always remember, cosplayers do it best.